So this is going to be a fun video because I've never done anything like this before. But I'm going to let you into a little secret now. I almost walked out of a theatre. Yeah, I almost walked out of a theatre. So, don't panic by the title, because this didn't happen as you have seen from the vlog. But today is a little bit of a story time of why I almost debated leaving Rock of Ages. It was nothing to do with the show, it was nothing to do with the cast. I honestly really enjoyed the show. I would definitely go and see it again, 100%. The only thing that spoiled it for me was the audience. It was just pure disrespectful. It was honestly really disrespectful the way that they were acting. So, that's what this video is. I've watched a few videos now that people have talked about negative experiences with audiences during theatre shows. I've even seen performers tweeting about it and posting it on Instagram. So, I thought, I'm going to share one of mine. And it was the time I debated leaving Rock of Ages. I'm glad I didn't. I'm really glad I didn't. But I would definitely go and see it again just so I could enjoy the show that little bit more. Because what I'm about to talk about annoyed me like mad. To the point where I actually had to physically go and talk to them. Because it was just doing my head in. So, yeah, I'm gonna shut up rambling and let's get into it. So, this happened on a Thursday matinee and I was really looking forward to the show and I enjoyed the show. I really did enjoy the show. I just couldn't concentrate at all because all I heard was going around the room. That is what an interval's for. Guys, if you want to talk to the people you go with, save it till the interval or after the show or before the show. Whilst the performance is going on, shut up. But, yeah, enough of that. Let me get into it. So, I booked a Thursday matinee because I was seeing Heathers in the evening, so I thought, you know what, I might as well make a day of it. Rock of Ages is in town. Let's go and see Rock of Ages, because I was going to go and see Rock of Ages anyway, but it just happened that Heathers falled in the same week, and I had 4 shows of Heathers booked for that week, so I didn't really know where to fit it in. So when I saw that a Rock of Ages matinee fell onto one of the days I was going to see in Heathers, I thought, right, I'll book it then. So yeah, I went and saw it, really enjoyed the show. The one thing that annoyed me was the audience. Like, it is one of the most worst audiences I've ever been in. Like, I'm not one to start slating people off, but this I needed to get out there because hopefully someone sees this video and realises, because they might have a habit of doing this. So, yeah. So, this is aimed at these two women in particular who were 2 rows in front of me. And all the way through, they were like, oh, he's sexy, oh, he's this, oh, he's that, at the top of their voice. And I'm like, do you mind? Like, I'm sorry, but be quiet. And it doesn't help. Can we bear in mind this was a Thursday matinee at 2:30 in the afternoon? Both of them sat there with a full bottle of wine each. I'm sorry, but yeah, have a drink at a theatre. But a whole bottle to yourself. I'm sorry, guys, but it is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, a bottle to share between the 2 of you, not a problem. But a full bottle to yourself just because you want to go and get popped in a theatre whilst watching a show. Because not only that, you get yourself into that much of a state that you start to disrupt the audience. And it's not fair. And it's certainly not fair to the actors on stage either. So, this one time, I honestly had to bite my tongue. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And the woman next to me in the interval actually turned around to me and went, their behaviour is absolutely disgusting. I've never known anything like it in my life. And I was like, oh, I know, it is horrible. It is absolutely horrible. People go to a theatre to sit and enjoy a live theatre show, not to sit there listening to other people's conversations. Like, the conversations weren't even about the show. Like, at one point, they turned around and went, oh, what's for tea tonight? Save it for the interval. I don't think the whole auditorium wants to know what you're having for your tea. So, all this happened. It got to the interval. And I thought, right, I'm going to sit and then I'm going to tolerate it. Well, they got louder and louder and louder. And I'm one of those people that I'd never, ever, ever confront them. Because for me, I'm one of those that keeps themselves to themselves. And yeah, so I thought, no, just leave it, focus on the show, pretend they're not there. Yeah. But no, they were honestly so disrespectful. And what annoyed me the most, all the way through the second act, texting. I'm sorry, but don't text. You've come to a theatre to watch the show, so watch it. Don't be sitting there texting your friend, oh, let's go for a drink, oh, let's do this, oh, let's do that. I'm sorry, but no. It's just not gonna happen. Like, children, yeah, I understand in a theatre, like, when I was at Frozen on Saturday, yeah, there was children there, and yes, they kept having to get up to go to the toilet and stuff like that. But they're children, of course, it's okay. Like, children can't hold their bladder like us adults can. And it's understandable. But adults need to learn some respect. Like, these women were at least in the 40s or the 50s. I mean, I don't want to judge, but it was out of order. It was honestly so out of order. Like, my tickets weren't that cheap at all. Well, they were, but they weren't, if that makes sense. Like, I paid money to go and watch a show, enjoy a show, not to be hearing everyone's conversation about what they're having for the dinner. Like, save it. Just save it. Yeah, this video is going to be a bit repetitive. Yes, this might seem like I'm ranting, but trust me, I'm not. This is me just in general. If something annoys me, yeah, this is how I react to it. But yeah, this audience were horrendous. Like, absolutely horrendous. Like, they even announced during the show, like, before the show, save your singing until the bows. Well, I wanted to where they built this city on rock and roll from the performers on the stage, not from the audience. I mean, yeah, there was people singing in the curtain call, but So was I. I mean, the curtain call, yeah, I understand. Because it's a fun part of the show where the audience can get involved and start clapping and cheering and stuff like that. But not during a show. What is my hair doing? This is so irrelevant. But yeah, during a show, just shut up. That's literally the moral of this. Just shut up. I was appalled. I was honestly absolutely appalled. And now now I'm going to talk about what actually happened after the show. So, like I mentioned before, I'm not one to confront. I'm really, really, really not one to confront. And after the show, I actually approached these two women and I just turned around to them and I was polite about it. And I will admit, they was lovely about it. They were absolutely lovely about it. I just went to them, I went, excuse me, and it was like, yeah, and I was like, all the way through this show, you've done nothing but talk and sing and yeah, and so on and so on and so on, and it was really, really distracting, and it did put me off the show, and I weren't able to enjoy it as much as I wanted to, and it was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, we didn't realise, and then in my head I was like, yeah, because you're drunk. Like, can we bear in mind that it was a Thursday matinee, and the show finished around 5ish, so yeah, go for a drink after the show, after a matinee, or have one drink in a theatre, because I like to have a drink in a theatre every now and again. I did on my birthday. I had a drink in the theatre on my birthday. It was my 21st. I wanted a glass of wine, so that's what I did. But I didn't go and swig a whole bottle to the point where I got myself absolutely throttled, if that's the word you want to put it, but I didn't go out there and get absolutely off on one to the point where I couldn't even remember the day. But yeah, they were nice about it, and they just did say, oh, I'm really, really sorry. If we do ever happen to be in the same audience as you again, we'll try to not do it. God knows if they're going to be in the same audience as me. I mean, I've been to quite a few theatre shows since, and audiences have been fine, so who knows? But yeah, it just honestly really, really annoyed me to the point where I felt like walking out. And I never want to walk out of a theatre show. I never have walked out of a theatre show, and I never will, because I enjoy theatre that much, and I go to enjoy a show, not to listen to someone's conversation about what Alan's making for tea. Don't know why I said Alan, just the first name that popped into my head. But yeah, in future, save the conversation to the interval or after the show. Personally, with me, I'm one of those. I prefer doing solo trips for this particular reason, because I know that if I go with someone, I'll just talk, and I do not want to do that. I will never, ever, ever talk, and I do prefer solo trips. I will never, ever talk during a performance. As soon as that show starts, my mouth is shut, and it'll stay shut until the interval when I talk on my vlogs. And then it'll stay shut again in the second act until after the show. And that's how it should be. And if you think about it, guys, with the shit year that this industry's had, with COVID and everything, you'd think people would have understood by now that this is people's jobs. They are doing this job to entertain us, and because they love it, and they love to perform 8 shows a week. And for performers to actually tweet and say that their audience was being absolutely disrespectful, it shouldn't be happening. It really, really, really shouldn't be happening. And I totally understand where they're coming from, because it is just honestly disrespectful. Bear with me, my throat is dry. Anyway, getting back to it. It is disrespectful. It is honestly really, really, really disrespectful. And there's nothing I hate more than a horrible audience. So, yeah. Instead of a story time, this is more of a rant time. Rant Times with Zoe. No, I'm joking. It's not a new series, don't worry. This is just a one-off video that I felt like I needed to get out there because, yeah, I don't think people realise how much it does actually affect people, and it affects me a lot. And it's happened once where I've had this woman sat next to me, and she actually answered her phone. "Hiya, Derek, are you alright, love?" Well, I was alright until Derek rung. Again, Derek. Why did Derek pop into my head? I'm sorry, but just don't answer the phone. I've had people ring me, and yeah, I felt it vibrating in my pocket, and I've just slightly put my hand in my pocket and clicked the button twice to end it. That has happened to me before. I would never ever pick up the phone and go, "Oh yeah, are you alright? Yeah, I'm just in a theatre and I just thought I'd answer the phone. Yeah, I thought I'd be disrespectful." I'd never do it. I would honestly never ever do it. And I don't see why other people feel the need to do it. I had a similar experience on the press night for Everybody's Talking About Jamie in Sheffield. There was this woman 2 rows in front of me, sat there all the way through the show, and then next thing you know, Instagram story. "Oh, look at me, I'm at Jamie, here's a video of if I met myself again." Why? But, yeah, that's not the point. The point is, if you're going to go to a theatre, be respectful to the performers on stage, and be respectful to the people around you, because you don't know what's going through their mind, you don't know what they're going to be like. But yeah, I just thought I would make this point valid, because I know it does annoy a lot of people, and I just thought that you guys would like to know my experience on this, because I'm glad I didn't walk out of Rock of Ages, though. I'm glad I sucked it up and stayed till the end, because I would have been really, really, really upset with myself if I did walk out because these 2 women decided they wanted to have a conversation about what Alan and Derek are making for tea. Like, yeah, but it weren't only that. They were talking about all sorts. They were talking about going up to the Grand Canyon at one point. Like, it was that loud, I know exactly everything they was talking about. So it's their own private conversation. Like, save it for the interval and just dial it down. Like, don't go and announce it to the whole theatre. Like, no, don't do it. But, yeah. The moral of this story is, shut up. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. It can't be that difficult. Like, what could be so important for you to possibly, halfway through a show, want to talk about irrelevant stuff? Like, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. You've paid to come and see a live theatre show, so watch it. Don't talk. That's what an interval's for. Honestly, that is what an interval's for. If you have any issues, or you need the toilet, or you want to go and get a drink, or you want to have a conversation, that's what it's there for. There's intervals are ranged between 15 to 25 minutes, and that's what it's there for. So you can do all this, and then you can still enjoy the show as well. But, yeah, people just want to be absolute assholes nowadays and disrupt it for everyone else. So, yeah. In the interval, I did actually go and tell the ushers that if they do carry on, please tell them to shut up. They did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. I thought, well, that was a waste of time. I had to go and do it myself. But, yeah. That's it, really. It was just one of those experiences that I thought were absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. But, yeah. That is it, really. Just, in future, shut up. So, yeah. There you go, guys. Sorry that turned into more of a rant than a story time, but there's a story time of why I almost walked out of Rock of Ages. So like I said, I'm glad I didn't. Really enjoyed the show, but I would definitely be going and seeing it in another tour location. Up to now, it's Blackpool, but I'm going to look if there's anywhere coming before it, because, yeah, I'm 100% going and seeing it again. But, yeah, that's all I really have to say to end this video, because I practically just said it all for 16 minutes of you listening to me ranting. in other words. So, yeah. That is it from me. If you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all soon for another video. Bye guys!